street lights. All the Southern people know this shit. And back then, your parents would embarrass you, man. It's like, as soon as the fucking street light pop on, if you ain't going toward the damn back door, they're gonna call you in. My mom did that while I was 12, while I was 13. I think she stopped doing it when I was 14, going on 15. She probably still be calling me right now if she wouldn't have passed. On that back porch, come in the house as soon as the street light come on. So niggas be laughing at you. The ones that can stand outside with the street light come on, they're like, man, how you gonna ever get a girlfriend? Everything go on when the street lights come on. And you got your ass in the house. So homeboy had been messing with me, being loud. He was the only one saying it every day. He found it so fucking goddamn funny. I dealt with his bullshit from the age of 12. I was 15. One day I'm out there, and it was during the time my mom stopped calling my name. I didn't know she wasn't gonna call my name. I found out she did because the street light came on and she didn't call me in. So I had enough with him. So he started hollering, you better go in the house, the street lights on. I said, man, you need to shut the fuck up, man. You've been talking shit for years. And he asked me what I want to do. He was 18 years old, man. I ran up on him and scooped his ass up out the fucking ground, had him up in the air like one of them wrestlers. I was about to body slam that motherfucker. And then his mom come running out of the house running onto the basketball court. It ain't nothing but boys out there, right? We boys do what boys do. She come running out there talking about she's saving him. He's stopping him from hurting me. And I told her, lady, you can sound like you damn crazy. Can you see? I had your son in a body slam. And she chipped that fucking finger at me, man, and told me I was going to have bad luck. And everything after that just fell apart. But I wanted to, dude, I had him heiced up so funny as fucking, I could tell his hips was all pulled up. I had this motherfucker, man, I was about to, when I throw him, I was going to fall on him. All them other niggas that was out there, they were laughing. That's what you get, man. See, you been fucking with that little motherfucker. Get him. That's why his mom came and got him. She came and got him because she didn't want me to embarrass him. But man, that was one of the worst things. That was the first time I ever got, they call it sassy, a back top, an elderly lady. And man, I had hardship after that shit. Hardship. I'm talking about everything I seen and touched, turn it to shit after that. I told you, man, I was writing that lady letters. I was having my mom go over there and see her and tell her I was sorry and I need another chance, man. I fucking pleaded for over 2 years.
She put that voodoo on you or something?
You know, a lot of Southern people believe in that. Mm-hmm. When she shook the finger, she put the fucking spell on me. That spell had me all fucked up. I didn't even see like I was gonna even go home until one day my mom came to see me and she said, I talked to Miss Robinson and she told me you'll be coming home soon. Right after that, I came home. Sure did. After that point, man, I ain't give a fuck nobody say. I used to go, even when we moved out of the projects and into the suburbs, I used to go see them 3 or 4 times a fucking month. Same son that I was body slammed was still living there. He didn't like me, but he couldn't do nothing about it. You know, dude, he commented on one of my Facebook pages and think I didn't know who he was. I seen the damn name. I said, what's up, Rev? And he wouldn't even answer. That's what they called him because he was a reverend, right? He ended up being a reverend. And he, like I told you, dude gave me bad vibes. His mother wanted him to marry me and my first wife. I told him, man, and he used to always be hugging on her and stuff. I'm looking at him. I'm like, dude, you know I ain't no little fucking boy now. And your mother old, she can't, that's what I'm thinking. Your mother old, she can't stop me. You know, I wanted to put it on him, man. He made me feel worse than anybody in the hood because he always did it. And he did it long. He thought it was funny, but he didn't do it no more. And the one dude that pulled the knife on me when I got out of the joint, you know, I didn't have no weapons, right? Because I was moving and I didn't want to get pulled over by the police, stopped by the police, right? Because they were stopping the fuck out of me. I had got to the point where I had to start taking my release papers with me because they were saying I was on parole and I was past my curfew. A couple of times they put me in the back seat waiting on the phone call to come from docket room but they could haul my black ass down to the goddamn jailhouse to try to violate me. So I couldn't be rolling with no weapon on me and let them catch me with it. So the first time I seen homeboy, I don't even know if he knew I had just got out of the pen. I don't have no idea if he knew. I just know I was coming from the same place, going to see the same grandmother, and I saw him. I stopped in my tracks and I waited. When he came, I looked at him, and I was ready to get him, because if he didn't know where I'd been, he was about to find out. I was going to whoop the shit out of him without a knife. And he just looked at me, and the motherfucker gave me the head like, go ahead. I'm looking at him, I'm like, yeah, you did the right thing, dude. You don't know, I was about ready to whoop his ass, dude.
Yeah.
So we had this one cat, Nutter Bully. And the worst word they could call you, like right now, even Square don't do this word no justice. I'm quite sure the younger generation got a term for somebody. It's worse than nerd. And the word was monkey. Monkey means you ain't have no kind of class, no style. You didn't know how to dress. You just straight, like, worse than a buster. Right? It was a bad word. Anybody, if you look it up in fucking Google and say slang for monkey, you'll see what I'm talking about. That shit's a straight up insult, right? So this one cat, him and his brothers used to run me when I was, I think I was in the 4th grade. So I'm at this YMCA dance. They got the strobe lights. It's in the disco area. Yep. So the fucking strobe lights are flashing, right? Yes, and then it's dark in there. I don't even see how the motherfucker see me. It was so dark in there. He shouldn't have been able to see my black hair, but he saw me. Man, out of nowhere, he started hollering, you monkey motherfucker. I'm looking around trying to act like he ain't talking to me, but I know he talking to me, right? But I'm looking around like this. And he said, what you fuck you looking around for? I'm talking to you. I said, you talking to me? He said, yeah. And then he say, you remember me and my boys used to run you every day after school. And I said, you said the right word, you and your boys. Plural, 4 or 5 of y'all. Nigga ain't running now. And he said, I'll make you run again. So it was on. Where I fucked up at, I thought I had that Mike Tyson punch. And I went in his jaw. I should have culminated him, but I thought I could knock him out. You know, I'd been through the jaw, I thought I could knock that nigga out. I hit that nigga so hard. That nigga staggered back and he hit me. First lick he gave me, bust my lip wide open. I felt like Daffy Duck, man. My shit just was all wobbling and shit. So I grabbed this big ass motherfucker. Now we tussling, right? I ain't letting him go because I'm not gonna let him hit me again because he might knock me out. Now I had my boys with me and he had his boys, right? And then all of a sudden security came in, throwed us all out, right? They live in another city than where we live, but you can get there by walking. So we saw him where they was going, so we called ourselves, because they was in our hood, we called ourselves, we was riding, so we called ourselves Going to Good Peace, parking the car, and my man had some of those Highlander swords about this long. He popped the trunk, we pulled them motherfuckers out, we about to get these niggas. My man, one of his buddies and me, it was about 5 of them. We were about to let them have it. We don't know what happened, man, but they got away. That was earlier that year, in 79, earlier 79. Here come May. I'm working for my uncle, my first summer job. He said, hey, it's gonna be a guy come by and pick up his grandmother's car. You know, that's the one I put that new transmission in. He owed $300. So you get the money, you count it, make sure it's 3 you right paid, and you give him the invoice. a copy of the invoice. I said, okay. He said, I'm about to go run some errands. So all of a sudden, I see this motherfucker walking across the parking lot, the big dude that I got into with at the YMCA. He ain't got nobody with him. I'm looking around for something to hit this motherfucker with, but it ain't nothing there. But I can see him coming. So I go out in the shop. My uncle had a 3-foot screwdriver, big ass motherfucking screwdriver. I grabbed that motherfucker, I put it behind the cash register. He walked through the door, he looked around, and he said, where's Murphy? I said, he gone. He said, I came to pick up my grandmother's car. I said, he told me somebody was coming. I said, you got the money? He said, yeah. He walked up to the counter, count the money out. I'm looking at him, he looking at me. So he counted out the money. I counted again. I do the little pay thing, getting the copy and the keys. He turned around and started walking out. Then he turned back around and looked at me and he said, I see you finally learned how to fight. I said, nah, I could always fight. It was just 5 or 6 of y'all motherfuckers. Next time I seen him, it wasn't no more fucking problems. He didn't say shit to me. You know what I mean? Now that shit felt good. I probably should have whopped him with that goddamn a big screwdriver anyway. But I already had an issue. I was getting some water out of the water fountain. And it was shortly after I got the job and I was still going through. People always on these damn podcasts, they always want to talk about who got their cheeks ran into and all that bullshit, but they don't tell you about how fucked up a person is after they didn't serve time. You know, to be honest, after you get out of fucking prison, you need to go somewhere and get a psych evaluation because your head is all fucked up. I had nightmares. I used to wake up screaming so loud and wake up the whole fucking house, right? The amount of shit I seen happen to people, shit I had to do to people just to fucking keep them from doing it to me, that shit fucks with your head. But when you're in that environment, you become one with that environment. In your mind, you say, I'm not gonna let what happened to me, what happened to this motherfucker over here. They're gonna have to kill me. So it turns you into something that you weren't. Before I started getting into the streets, I was going to church. I was even going to church at 15 when I was in the streets. I was still going to church. So you get locked up like that and you try to do the right thing, but you're around motherfuckers, they gonna let you do the right thing. And it turns you into something you don't want to be. But it's what you gotta be to fucking survive, right? So you have all these fucking nightmares. For about 2 months, I couldn't even sleep in my own bedroom. I used to go in there and lay on the floor in my brother's bedroom. Couldn't even sleep in my own bed. I've been sleeping on the floor so many times because a lot of the blocks they put me in was overpopulated back in the 70s. They was treating niggas real bad. You might well have been on the goddamn hull of a goddamn slave ship back then. It was terrible, man, the situation behind bars then. So I was all fucked up in the head, so I'm having these fucking dreams, and I wake up screaming, and every time my stepfather run upstairs, he thinking something wrong, and it's a goddamn nightmare. And then I remember one time he tell my mom, they fucked him up. His mind will never be the same. The boy just having nightmares. It took a while before I could even sleep in a room. Now, I never had no problem with the dark. You know, a lot of people got afraid of dark, being locked up, being in isolation. I love the dark. And I love being in isolation because that was the safest place you could go. It ain't nobody was trying to go to fucking the hole or solitary confinement. They was scared of them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers are fucking lick ass and suck dick to keep from going to the hole, the average inmate, because they can't deal with it. I love that shit. Because you ain't have to worry about it. Ain't nobody in their right mind want to be in a fucking dark-ass room, right? But I ain't mind being in there because I felt safe in there. I felt safe. You couldn't, you going through shit, you can't cry in front of no other inmates. Them motherfuckers see you crying, that thing, they trying to throw their arm around your neck and take you to the fucking bunk. Make you a fucking boy. So you have to build up all that goddamn tension and learn how to damn act like you all right when you're not all right. Right? So all these old podcast dudes, they want to talk about all this other shit. They need to be talking about the psychological damage of fucking doing time. A motherfucker ain't never the same no more. I've been out, I thought it would be 47 years. The same person that went in there is not the same person that came out of there. Now I'll never be the same again behind that. And see, I didn't go to no counseling or none of that shit. I just learned to deal with it. Now they got all these goddamn medical names for people that fucked up and they got the meds for them. I done tried some of that shit, man. That shit wouldn't even let me function right. You know what I mean? To dial me down so much, I didn't give a fuck about nothing. I couldn't even hardly get out of the goddamn bed. But they said that's how I needed to feel to be able to cope with the bullshit in the world. I said, fuck that shit. I'd rather have the nightmares. I stopped taking that shit. Shit had you to where you ain't have no fucking energy. I was living with this one broad, and she had went and got this big-ass medical dictionary. And she looked up all the shit I was taking, some kind of depression shit. And she was like, honey, I'm telling you, you ain't got the energy you used to have. You need to leave them tablets alone. So the motherfucker was getting me high, making me feel like I was fitting in. So I ain't listening to this helper. I'm trying to fucking continue to fit in, right? One day I come home from work, time I get unlock the door and walk in, I hear the garbage disposal going, and I hear some crunching noises. What the fuck is that? I go in the kitchen, she had them crunched up every fuck. I had like 4 pill bottles. She had crunched all those motherfuckers up. And she had that damn medical book open. She had it highlighted in yellow. And when I got to reading that shit about laboratory rats and what all it did, I was glad she damn crunched that shit, because it became a part of me. I probably couldn't have did it, because it was like I needed that shit. If I ever felt like I needed some fucking drug to fucking fit in, maybe it might have been that shit, because that shit was like a part of who I was for a minute, right? So about a week later, I was like I was before I started taking them motherfuckers. So people want to talk about all this other fucking shit. They need to damn be addressing the real situation. I've been out here 31 years. I met a lot of guys, young guys that were 12 and 14 when I met them. About 5 of them went to the joint. And I used to always tell them, try to stay away from that shit because you'll never be the same, but they wasn't really, you know what I mean? They were good and I loved them. But they were doing their own thing. They all got caught up. Every last one of them told me, man, you was right about what you said. I said, man, I ain't never tried to be right. What I tried to be is something to keep y'all from going there. I said, I don't give a fuck about being right about this. I just didn't want you to experience. And a couple of them got killed. They got killed, they get out and they lost 5, 8 years of their damn life, and they get back out in the streets and they try to get that damn time back. And you cannot get back that lost time, man. And I told them, that shit gonna send you back to the joint and you're gonna get dead. They got dead. I'm talking like broke my heart. I'm like, damn, you know, what part of not realizing that you can't get that shit back? Once they take that shit from you, that shit is gone, bro. And then you got all these kids around here killing other kids like they gonna be coming back through the cut tomorrow. Once you take somebody's life, that shit is everlasting. It ain't no coming back. Now, okay, let's just move. Just say somebody out in the street, they wilding out and they get fucked up, right? Because they fucked up. They get fucked up. Mm-hmm. What about the people that care about them that ain't fucked up? They got to figure out how to go on with their life with that fucked up motherfucker being gone. Because he done made it easy for him because he ain't got to deal with that shit no more. It's always the people that care about you that's got to figure out where to goddamn go after you gone. It ain't no fucking parent help create a kid to watch a fucking die or have them die before they die. I'm telling you what I'm talking about. My son damn died. And I had, in my mind, I just say, okay, my dad's name was Eddie Lee, my name is Eddie Lee, my son's name was Eddie Lee. In my mind, this shit is gonna be mathematic, systematic. My dad's gonna die first, then I'm gonna goddamn die, and then my son will be carrying the torch. Man, that shit didn't even happen like that. You know, my dad died, then my goddamn son. You know, and then my dad brother used to say it's too many Eddie Lees. So when I talked to them after my son, I said, ain't too many now, it's just one. That I didn't see that shit going down like that. You know what I mean? The amount of shit I damn done is supposed to be me. I would have gave my fucking life for my son. You know, but that was out of my control. He was in another state, another city, and nobody didn't kill him. And that's the only thing that really got me through. Out of all the hardship of losing him, nobody didn't kill him. Because when I went to Atlanta, because they didn't really know how he died, had died. So, you know, people say people died and they got killed. My son actually died. If a person got killed, I'm going to say they got killed. I'm not going to call it dying. Dying is usually something that's out of your control. Cancer, other kind of health issue, a car wreck. But when somebody stab you or shoot you or take your life, that is not dying. That's being killed. So people need to call shit what it is. All right, so I'm down there. I'm in the streets trying to find out what I could find out on what really happened. But in my mind, I already had told my brothers that I might not be coming back here, right? I had gave my key to a guy that I've been on there since he was 12. I gave him the key to my apartment. I gave him the key to my car. I said, if I go down here, don't come back, man. All this shit is yours. I didn't know what I was walking into when I went down there. But I knew for a fact, see, I believe eye for an eye. Maybe I could let some shit go if it happened to me, because I know I've done a lot of wrong shit, and even though I asked for forgiveness, I still believe in karma. But when my son had 2 kids. So in my mind, I got to find out what happened, because I got to be able to tell them something if they ask me. And the last thing I'm going to tell them, somebody killed the damn dad, and I didn't do shit about it. Nah, fuck that, man. At that point, whoever was involved, if he would have damn got killed in the process, I would have gave my life trying to make that shit right. Niggas say that shit all the time and just be doing this shit. I mean what the fuck I said. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why God didn't let him get killed. Because he know I would have gave my life away. You know what I mean? At the time he died, I think I was close to 60, right? And I had 11 grandkids. Wouldn't matter to me if I fucking got smoked. I done already did what the fuck I supposed to do. I fathered 4 kids, and I had 11 grandchildren. I would rather be known for going out there smoking a motherfucker for smoking my son than have my grandchildren call me a fucking punk. And that's some real shit. I don't care what nobody else feel. I don't care how nobody say, oh, you don't supposed to be taking the law in your own hands. Fuck that. You know what I mean? Fuck that. Somebody need to answer when shit like that go wrong. I think if it was accountability, when people take people's lives, if it was more accountability, people wouldn't be so quick to kill people. You kill somebody in somebody's family and your fucking family gets smoked, people gonna see shit a little bit different. They ain't gonna be that goddamn quick to pull the fucking trigger. They won't, you know what I mean? But as long as people ain't doing nothing about it. Now, if a motherfucker just straight up grimy and he's fucking over everybody and he get got, I don't know, you gotta do a lot of thinking about that, right? It But if that person trying to get themselves straight in the process, not saying they ain't did nothing fucked up, but they trying to get right and they got children, you know what I mean? Give it a chance. Try to let God try to work it out for them. Don't just end his life because you fucking pissed off. Dude, when I was growing up, man, we threw fucking fists like professional fucking boxers and shit. That's why I don't like that MMA shit. I grew up in that shit. Niggas throw things. It wasn't nobody recording us. When we was fucking fighting, I don't like that shit. Most of them damn dudes in that shit, they got bullied just like me. They get a little bit older, they get some skills. Now they ready to take it to the ring and take it out on somebody because it happened to them. But when that shit was happening to them, they couldn't do nothing about it. I redeemed every motherfucker ever did me wrong when it came down to hand to hand. I redeemed them. That's why I had a bunch of goddamn allies. Motherfuckers didn't want to see me no more. Because I used to be waiting. Motherfuckers, I used to be getting high with motherfuckers, and they done already damn maybe outbox me or slam me. And I'd be looking. I'd be like, okay, this nigga get a little bit higher, I'm going to get him. Right? And wait till he get a little bit higher. Now I'm ready. I'm like, man, I'm so goddamn tired of you thinking you're going to win. I'm like, you going to lay down or I'm going to win. Motherfucker make you a friend. You don't want to keep fighting the same motherfucker. One day that motherfucker might win. Just think if you whoop his ass 6 times and one time he win. He might beat you for all them goddamn times you beat him, and it's best for y'all to become friends. Then now y'all can go knock out some more motherfuckers, right? Instead of fighting the same fight. That's what I used to be doing. I used to be laying in the cut, man, waiting. I wouldn't even get real high around certain people we had beat. Right? Because I be saying I'm going to get them. I just wait till they get too stoned. They get too stoned, then I get aggressive. That's how you got to damn do it. I ain't talking about no guns, man. We didn't fucking use no goddamn guns. We very seldom use a big stick. A girl wouldn't even fuck with you when I was growing up. If a guy wanted to fight you and the girls was around and you wanted to use a weapon, you can forget about that. You ain't getting no action from no girl being no coward. But if you get lumped up and you fought, next thing you know, your head's going to be laying on the test. And she's going to be rubbing your head up. You're going to be all right. You're going to win next time. You might even get a chance to hit. But you damn pick up a weapon, you ain't getting shit. They're like, oh, man, you a punk. Motherfucker got these and you want to fucking pick up a weapon, man.
Times change.
Yeah, it changed.
Definitely changed.
Yeah, it fucking changed. Little dude tell me that used to work here. He said, EJ, I would gladly throw them with them. He said, but motherfuckers ain't throwing them. And even if they in a predicament where they have to fight, he said they'll come back and shoot you dead. He said, so, he like 22 now. He said, nowadays, man, if you think he coming back, or even if you don't, you got 2 choices. Let him go or fix it where he can't come back. I'm like, damn, it got that bad. It was this one dude, and we're going to wrap it up. It was one dude harassing my adopted son. I've been knowing him ever since he was 12 years old. The dude was his supervisor. He told me that motherfucker, when he told me the dude was about 60, I was 60. I said, yeah. I said, I tell you what, have your supervisor, we could meet up, and he could have some people with him, and we gonna get some people. The people that's standing out to the side, they're gonna have guns, but the people fighting ain't. And the only reason ones that the other one's gonna have guns just in case our homeboy get mad because I kick his ass. So I don't want to get shot down for nothing fighting a fight that really ain't my fight. But, this dude old enough to be your fucking dad, so I know you don't want to jump him. So let me fight that motherfucker. I fight that motherfucker. He tell the motherfucker start treating him better. Didn't even want to fucking meet up. He didn't even see me. He just didn't want to meet up. He was a goddamn coward. Well, man, you'll fight my man. I said, man, that motherfucker's 60 like me. That motherfucker ain't beating me unless he know martial arts. If you don't know martial arts, man, shit, motherfucker can't knock my teeth out. They already out. I don't, he black and I'm black, so we don't really get black eyes, right? So yeah, I beat that motherfucker. I said, you can put your money on me. I beat that nigga down. That motherfucker didn't want to fight. He said, no, man, and the next week he started being different toward me. I said, different like what? Man, motherfucker been saying good morning and asked me how I'm doing, and asked me do I need something. He wasn't doing none of that shit. I said, you see right now, he wasn't no gangster. Because he wasn't no young person asking the man up. It's another fucking old man just like him. Shit, my dad, at 72, my dad beat the shit out of a 64-year-old man. Just because the man called my dad a faggot. My dad hit him side the head with his cell phone, knocked that nigga down on the ground and put the bones to him. Went to jail, never been to jail before. The judge said, what happened? What did he do? You got a clean record. Why did you beat the man up? He told him, Your Honor, he called me a fucking faggot. He called you a faggot and you beat him down? He said, yeah, that's how I go when I was growing up. He told him, you can't just be doing that no more. This ain't the old days. He tell him, I don't want to arrest you, but you know what I mean? But you come here again, I'm going to have to put you in jail. You in your golden years. You don't supposed to be doing that. But see, my dad said the motherfucker had got them little blue Viagra pills, and he was coming up there where they play dominoes and chess and shaking the little medicine bottles and calling them all limp dicks. Said, see there, I'm still getting action. Y'all ain't getting nothing. And then he said he was calling them a bunch of faggot names. So my dad said my dad told me, he said, next time that nigga come around here, I'm going to ask the nigga who he calling a faggot. So dude came back around, shaking a little bottle, telling me he got an old woman waiting on him. And my dad said, who you calling faggot? He started naming everybody's name. And my dad said he looked up at him and said, and you the biggest. And before he can get the word fag, my dad said he clocked him. That's what you get for, you know what I mean? So, it's just, you never get too old to motherfucking fight if you're a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a pussy, you're a pussy. It's time to be diplomatic, it's time to fucking throw them things. I'm against fucking gun violence, but if somebody trying to fucking shoot you, you gotta do what you gotta do. What time? We don't want to get locked in this motherfucker.
It's about an hour.
Is it 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need
7 o'clock.
Okay, we need to get out of here.
It's Saturday.